What's up, y'all? My name is Xavier Joseph, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again for another video. Today, we're going to be discussing bulking. What is it? Why would you want to do it? The do's and don'ts, everything you would need to know about getting started on a bulk diet. So let's not waste any time and let's get right on into it. So what is bulking? Well, it's kind of exactly what it sounds like. It is the method to get bigger, if you will. The whole goal at the end of the day is everyone goes on a bulk diet to get bigger, okay? Put on more mass. So how do we do that? We've got to eat more. And depending on your size, depending on where you're starting, it's going to be a lot of food. Now, for me personally, when I go on a bulk, I eat a lot of food. My trainer has me eating a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. And I still have to focus and eat intensely on a good focused diet, good focused training to make it happen. Whereas I do know that there are others who can, basically their bulk is adding 500 calories above maintenance. So maybe if you're just starting, if you're doing it by yourself, not eating 2,000 calories more than you generally would is a good idea. Maybe starting with just about 500 or so and seeing over the course of a month, you know, how you're doing, how you're feeling. That's the approach I would take if I was going about this by myself or if I was brand new to bulking, because the last thing you want to do is put on tons and tons and tons of excessive fat while you're doing this type of diet. Now, like I said, I eat a lot, and sometimes I use it as an excuse to kind of eat a little bit more of the foods that I like. But at the end of the day, there are two different methods of bulking. There is your clean bulk and what they call a dirty bulk or a seafood diet, where you see the food and you eat the food. Um, Honestly, the way that bulks have always worked out best for me is a good mixture of the two. This is my time to enjoy my food. I'm a big eater by nature, so I get to enjoy massive amounts of the foods that I like, or more of the food that I like. Not always massive amounts, but sometimes if I go to sushi restaurants and I'll eat four rolls, I might eat 5 rolls, or hell, even go get 6 rolls if I'm really being ambitious. Um, so it's having the balance of being able to enjoy your food, but also know that you still got to get in your good, clean, healthy foods, your white meats, all your good, healthy starches, all that good stuff, and just kind of up the portions that you're having. It does not mean that all of a sudden you can just go and eat everything you want. And from a health perspective, that's not a great idea. But also from the fact is that you don't want to put on so much excessive fat. Just because you're training hard doesn't mean your body is going to just funnel all that food into your muscles. If you're eating more food than your body needs, it's going to store it as fat. So your goal is to make sure that your body uses that energy appropriately and stores the least amount of fat while putting on the most amount of muscle. That is your overarching goal. So how you get there, that's all up to you. How you go about that, that's all up to you. But that is your goal. Put on the most amount of size with the least amount of fat. So the next part of bulking I want to cover is how long a bulk should typically last. And my opinion is it really should be, for most people, it should be maybe 3 months. You know, the same kind of length of time you would use on a cut, which I know for most plans that are out there, for most different workout programs that are out there, that's about 90 days. So giving that your first shot, your first round, seeing where you are and kind of adjusting based on what you have there. For me, though, for competitors, the way that I'm going about this, since I'm on a bulk right now, I'm in the heaviest weight I've ever been in my whole life. I'm at the time of recording this video, 237. My last bulk into my last competition and all, I started my contest prep at 228, I believe. So this is the heaviest I've ever weighed. Definitely am the biggest I ever have looked when I look at myself in the mirror, when people see me, you know, so I know that it's definitely working, and I've only been on the bulk since March. So we've been really, really pushing it very, very hard, eating a lot of food. So for me, this bulk is actually going to last until the end of the year. So this is a good 8-month long bulk or so, because the competition that I'm planning on doing, my return to the stage, is April 2024. That's the one I'm planning on returning in. So the one thing I've always had an issue with for competition is my size. I was a skinny kid, who wanted to get fit, and then inadvertently, while I was getting fit, I got even skinnier. I got skinny muscular. So it was time to build, but I've never given myself the time to really, really build. So that's what I'm doing for the rest of the year, is just focusing on that building. Now, while bulks are, in my opinion, a lot more fun, a lot more exciting, a lot more fun in the gym than cuts, there are their drawbacks. And it all depends on the person and kind of how your relationship with food is. So with a cut, you know that you're not just eating anything you see. You're really being strict on your plan. You're finding ways to subvert those cravings as opposed to giving in to literally any cravings. You know, there's a lot more thought process and a little bit more, I don't want to say dedication, because they both take dedication. But there's just a little bit more of a focus, at least for me, that I have to have when I'm on a cut that I don't have on a bulk. Mainly because I think my body just naturally wants to eat more. So it's not quite as big of a deal. And for the busy parents, the working or traveling man or woman, bulks are an easier diet to maintain, a more stress-free diet. You can just stop at any restaurant that you see if it's late at night or at the airport, or you can have different foods that you can make that maybe your kids would like a little better than your chicken and rice and stuff like that. So it's easier to live a lifestyle, a busy lifestyle, when you're on a bulk. But the flip side of this is, depending on how you are mentally, you have to kind of get over the fact that you will also see the numbers on the scale rising. You'll see those numbers rising. You might see your belly fat rising, and especially if you had just spent so much time on a cut and you see your abs starting to go away, the fat around your stomach rising, maybe your face is getting a little fuller again, understanding that that is par for the course. You can definitely overdo it, but gaining weight across the board, that is kind of par for the course. So you have to stick with it. Log all your weights when you're in the gym. Make sure that you're consistently getting better, consistently training harder. If you can see that happening and you can see yourself getting stronger, you can see all this and feel this getting better, then you're on the right track. If you can do your tape measurements and you see that you're getting stronger, you see that your muscle size, your overall size is getting better and bigger, you're doing this right. But if all of a sudden you're going up just a little bit in size, but all of a sudden your body fat is gaining incredibly, or you're losing your abs incredibly, and it's a disproportionate rate, that's when you're probably consuming too much fat or cheating too much in your bulk diet. So mentally, though, it does take a really focused person to make sure they don't all of a sudden start a bulk and within a month of it see themselves gaining weight and then jump off the train and go do something else. That will cause delays, that will cause wasted time. If you have a trainer, that's fantastic. That'll really, really assist in you figuring out if you're gaining too much or if you're not gaining enough. Because sometimes we're not always the best judge of our progress. So it is important to still log and track and train and not just kind of do whatever you want because you're on a bulk. But anyway, guys, bulks are a really fun way to watch yourself get stronger in the gym, to watch yourself put on some size. And it's a really fun antithesis to a cut, especially if you've been on a cut for a long time. Getting in the gym with full energy is so exciting. I run a program called the Academy. It is online personal training for those who don't settle. All the links are below. If you ever want help with cuts, with bulks, with your training plan, with your nutrition, with anything that you would possibly need to reach that peak fitness goal that you have been trying for so long, I'd be honored to be able to help you out. So check out those links below. We also have a program completely dedicated to women. It's a subscription-based program. It is fantastic, building a community of strong, like-minded, intense women that is run by my wife. But for now, I'm just here enjoying being able to make content for you guys and give you a little bit of the knowledge that I've gained over these years. If you're liking this content, please take a moment to subscribe below and like the video. It really helps us out as a new YouTube creator who's trying to pump this stuff out consistently, kind of get a new flow. And if you want to let me know what you want to see in upcoming videos, that'd be awesome as well. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for joining me again for another video. I hope that helped, gave you a little knowledge and a little inspiration, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.